my beautiful shining stars. So I hope that you all brought a journal or at least a little notepad so you can take some notes, because this is going to be one of the most powerful lessons that you will ever receive to shift your energy. And it's something that I still use today. It's something that I share with almost, if not every single client, because if you do not shift this energy, then your manifestations are delayed or you sabotage them. So this is an extremely important lesson, and I apologize for taking forever to create this video. So I'm creating this video because I had a client who was I had two different clients, but one of them stood out a little more. She was undergoing a lot of stress with her beloved's energy. And since I'm doing this scripting 30-day manifesting quest with, it's coming to a close. The first 10 are coming to the close, and then the next 10 we start next week. So if you want to be a part of that, please email me. I left my email below if you want to be part of that next quest. So something that occurred is that midway through our quest, she had a lot of doubt and sadness, and we all go through that. So I want you to understand that we're all emotional beings, right? We're very emotional. We have love, but we have sadness. We have joy, but we have, depression. So anxiety, there's always, everything has its opposites, right? Every emotion has an opposite vibration to it. So what happens is, if you're going on this quest of manifesting, but then you start to have doubt, and you put energy on that doubt, and how do you, well, Daisy, well, how do you not put energy? Well, you don't put energy on that doubt by not talking about it, because it's one thing when you're having an emotion of, oh my gosh, what if this doesn't work out, right? That thought comes to you, because ego is always going to be sending these little kind of vibrations, electrical, magnetic thoughts to kind of create this chaotic, outcome. And a lot of you don't take action on certain things because you're afraid you're going to be let down. They're going to say no, you're not going to get it. So you rather not take the action or take the leap of faith and always stay in that wonder. And then you complain about, well, I don't have this or I don't have that. So what are we talking about? We're talking about self-fulfilling prophecies. Now, self-fulfilling prophecies, again, it could be an opposite reaction. It could be a positive reaction. You could do self-fulfilling prophecies, and that's what scripting is. That's why I've been sharing this with you. And so far, the ones in our class that have really done the work have witnessed great manifestations in a matter of 20 days, 2 weeks. Even we had one that even within a 24-hour time frame scripted something that manifested. I scripted something for someone, and it was like a less than 10 to 12 hour frame, and what I scripted for this person, they, without even knowing that this was created for them, had an outcome that was wonderful, because that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then what is so powerful about this energy is, if you have other people engaging in this vibration with you, it intensifies the energy. Because even if, let's say, I'm trying to manifest something big, right? I don't share a lot of my manifestations because I'm kind of in the front line in front of a lot of people, and I don't want, the negative people to send me negative energy towards what I'm working on. So one thing that I do is I don't share my intentions and desires of the projects that I'm working on until they have come into a positive unfolding. So this person went through her little kind of meltdown, right? We were doing our scripting, and then she messaged me this long message about their sadness, their depression, everything that they went through. And I kind of put a pause in their energy and say, hey, we're not going to focus on that. This is not what this is. We need to kind of like focus on the positive energy. Now that is, and I want you to really, and this is why I said this is great for you to take notes, because there's difference between self-fulfilling prophecies and you going through a roller coaster energy. Like today, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. So I wrote, this is the journal that I write in, right? And I wrote, today is it was a vibration of August 1st. I can never say those names, Lungadash, whatever. And I was talking about, the coincidence of my clock being 222. And I wrote, I am exhausted. I did not get out of bed until, and kid you not, I did not get out of bed till 1:58. I got up really early. I make my husband his breakfast and stuff. So I took advantage of that, going back into that state of lucid energy. I did some meditation. I fell right back to sleep. So it was almost like a morning, afternoon nap. So I went and I could not get out of bed. I got up at 1:58, and I think it was because there was a noise outside that actually woke me up. If not, I would have slept. I would have stayed in bed the whole day. And it was because my energy, my levels were low, really exhausted. Oh, and I wrote that I had awoken earlier, and I said that, I made breakfast for my husband. And then I talked about something, this energy that we've gone through, because you're going to be seeing this video, God knows when, but where we are now, today is August 2nd of 2022. And the vibration that we've had since July 26th, all these portal shifts, major new moon on did I say August? I meant July 26th. Then July 28th was that major new moon manifesting energy. And when these major manifesting portals rise, our energies are everywhere because the energy is heightened. And if you're more dark lala than positive, you're going to get a lot more of the dark lala, because this is major manifesting energy. So a lot of you are going to go through chaotic situations, or maybe things unraveled and are in your face, and you're going to look at them and you're going to have like meltdowns. For instance, with me, my husband has been going through a lot of work. Which in a really positive energy, he's had like promotion after promotion. On a negative point view, it's been overwhelming because it's been a lot of work. So unfortunately, as a man, as that divine masculine, he is divine masculine. My husband is all divine masculine. He gets home and he's like, splurting out everything that he goes through in the day. And, he'll sometimes be like, oh, what is this? Because maybe I put something on his desk, because he's very OCD. I like everything a certain way. And then on a positive note on that, he organizes all my clothes. He does the laundry. So you have to look at, like, I can't see like, oh, I don't want to be with him. His OCD drives me crazy. You have to look at the positive, because when you're in a relationship, there's positivity. Just like I'm super disorganized. I'm very loving, very spiritual, extremely positive, an optimist. But then I'm super disorganized. So then, sometimes he'll be like, oh my God, babe, this is really bad. Like, what's going on? And he's the type that'll come in, I'll sleep in, he'll let me sleep in. And when I wake up, my entire house is super organized. My desk, my work, everything. So you have to look at, and you could write about that. So I wrote about that. I wrote how I was exhausted, how I was awakened. My husband kept complaining about his breakfast and the things at work, and I go, I love that he is working. I dislike his treatment, because it's getting overwhelming with him. So that he does and says little things. So it is okay, because you're journaling. It is okay to write everything. You're not going to write that your life is rainbows and butterflies when it isn't. We are going through, but it's one thing that you're sharing little things that's happened in your life, right? These are, you're venting, you're purging out, you're overwhelmed. I've had a bit overwhelming day. Dislike, you notice how I say words like dislike. I don't say hate. And then I wrote the car situation which I'm having is annoying. And Spirit told me that it's mainly my husband's karma, something that maybe he went through, and this is why this is going on. So I shared all of this in my journal. This is me venting that energy that I woke up to, you know. And then something incredible happened. I think it would be so cool to write in a retreat. So I shifted the energy. Instead of like, I don't know what to do, and this is overwhelming, and my husband's being so mean. You know, that victim energy, I shared like all the flaws, all the situations that I wanted to release, and then I shifted. Because in October I have an anniversary, so I'm thinking what would be nice for both of us, because we're both under stress, we're both under chaos, right? This energy is bringing a lot of things in our faces. So, and then I wrote, I think it would be really nice for us to go to a retreat away from home, somewhere inspirational, maybe with some water. Today I feel like disconnected, like, when you're waiting for something, but and then you should be waiting, I should be taking action. So it's almost like that was the vibration that I felt yesterday. And then just now I was going to script, and I didn't script because my energy levels, like I said, was low. I was tired. So I'm not going to script in an energy level when I feel very disoriented, disconnected, like I wrote, right? Just then my phone, and I kid you not, yes, I did have my YouTube app open. My app started playing a 432 Hz frequency. And it said sacred geometry music. So to uplift my energy. And that was incredible. So what did I do? Of course, then my mom called, and that was another situation. The point of this is life is going to move. Life is going to send us a lot of freaking lemons, but lemonades are really yummy. So we have to take that energy and shift it accordingly. So I did not script because I knew that I needed to kind of like slow down. I had work that I had to catch up on. I had some videos that I had to do. Again, I'm doing my 30-day manifesting scripting project with my clients. So I do have my responsibilities. So then I put today, when I went back to bed, and my husband came home, I did the meditation, and then I started sharing the things that unfolded, and something beautiful that says, he who knows these understandingly possesses the magic keys, before whose touch all the doors of the temple fly open. And that is the energy that I'm working on. It's constantly being in a vibration of forward motion, of progression. And yes, you're gonna have your meltdown. We all have meltdowns, but there's a difference between I'm overwhelmed, I'm going through, this happened, and then saying, you know what, it would be really nice if me and my husband in a couple of weeks we went on a retreat and we were close to water and we shared this time together. Because I do remember last year's retreat and how nice it was and how romantic and how we had such a great time. And then I wrote, and then as I'm doing all of this and I'm in my 432 Hz solfeggio energy, this one in the background is 520 Hz. It's called sound baths, because I'm constantly sending out healing vibrations and a heightened energy. So when you come into my videos and you actually take the moment to listen to what Spirit has shared with me, and that I share with you, and that you take notes on it, you're being blessed, and a lot of it. And humans, we're living in a time slot where there's no patience. Humans have no patience. They're watching these little 15-second videos, and even then they don't even watch the whole thing. They go to the next one and the next one and the next one, because they are so bored. And then they're complaining about the chaos and complaining about how their lives are not fulfilled, because they're not, it was so, and I remember, because I'm an 80s baby, so I remember going to school and story time and sitting there and really listening to those stories, really listening to these mentors that spoke about life, spoke about wisdom. And that's when, it took me many years to conclude that I'm just not like anybody else. I'm one of a kind. So let's talk about self-fulfilling prophecies, because that's why you're here. And it says, definition of self-fulfilling prophecy. So I want you to, this is the definition of self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy is a psychological phenomenon of somebody predicting or expecting something, and this prediction or expectation is mainly an expectation coming true simply because the person resulting behaviors align to fulfill this belief. It's because you are expecting this to occur. And it says, this suggests that people's belief influence their actions. The principle behind this phenomenon is that people create consequences regarding people or events based on previous knowledge of the subject. So if I say, hey Sally, I know Sally is my number one client. We're doing a script about Sally getting a promotion. Sally, I'm so happy to hear that you just got your promotion for X this and X that. I put in the details because Sally already sent me what she wants out of her promotion. So I sent her that. Sally receives my script, doesn't give it the energy that I'm giving it to her. Because I already know Sally got that. I already know Sally got that promotion because I put that vibration in the spiritual realm. So now the spiritual realm is in manifestation mode. It's in that incubation period of Sally accepting that vibration to receive the energy. And this is what is so important. If you expect it, self-fulfilling prophecy, then you manifest it. And if it's not that exact promotion, you're still expecting a promotion, you will receive something equal or better than. And I've been doing this with you guys for 30 years, so I know what I'm talking about because I see this over and over and over. So something I'm doing now is when I write a script, I put it in the email format, but I'm delaying a day because I'm already putting that energy out there for you. I'm writing your script. You're sending me your intention. I'm writing your script and I'm giving it that delay. So some of you, and I don't do this for some, because some of you are master manifestors. So I send it to you right away because I know that you're going to take this and you're going to feel that vibration. You're going to feel that energy. But for the Sallys that are going to take that script and be like, and then the funny part is that then they'll send me a book. Oh, Daisy, I don't think I'm going to get that promotion. You don't understand. I've been waiting for it for like 10 years and it just hasn't happened. I kind of just made peace with it that I'm just not going to get it. So what did Sally just do? She stomped. So the universe just paused and said, wait a minute, Daisy wrote this for Sally, but Sally actually doesn't want the promotion. She just said that she made peace with it. She ain't gonna get it. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And you guys do that all the time, like especially through the scripting, and I say it over and over, don't send me your baggage. Yes. And again, look at the difference. Perfect example, Goddess Luna. She'll say, oh my God, Daisy, this occurred to me. She'll send me like her scenario, something that happened, and it's not all positive. We have life. Shit happens. And then she and I did this and it shifted this way. Just like what I did. I shared my scenario and then I'm like, solution, I'll retreat for me and my husband to kind of let our guard down, be in the now, enjoy, That is living our lives, looking at the BS and saying, no, that doesn't work for me. I'm going to shift that energy. And I think a good solution would be this, right? And I write this down. And then what happens is the universe gives me ideas. Already, this was yesterday, and already today, I was on my videos, I got what's it called? A commercial about this really cool place to go visit right on the beach. You know, they're saying that it's, you know, really cheap and whatever. And it's funny, since our anniversary is in October tends to be an off season for the beach because everybody is back to school. A lot of places is winter months, and you know, so it's a great time for me to go visit a nice little beach and, you know, whatever. So either Google is psychic and reads my mind, because it's not like I said this out loud, this was all written, or synchronized energy put this, because I already put that vibration out there. So how to stay in the vibration. If you want to be debt-free, here's a perfect example. And this is something that I work on constantly. If you want to be debt-free, you need to feel financial freedom. You are abundant, okay? For example, like I had a huge crash on my Etsy shop back in September, and all the changes, like I no longer do spells. Like I literally do not do spells. The only way you get a spell from me is if you purchase my on-call altar. And I did new moon spells for rituals for a few of my Patreons, you know, so sometimes things will come up because the energy will be heightened, and I'll put that out there. But Spirit has been pushing me because that does take a lot of energy from me. So this is great. This manifesting through scripting is amazing. So if you go to my Etsy shop, you'll notice that I don't have spells. If you go to my Patreon, you'll see that the community service is completely sold out. I only am doing it for the ones that have been there for now. Some of them have been there for a good year. So they're the only ones being able to get that community service. I no longer share rituals and spells. I stopped doing it. Spirit said no. It took a lot of time, a lot of understanding for me to know, okay, what's the next? So, and this is what happens when we stay in the vibration of what we want. The universe puts the opportunities, aligns with the manifestations that are going to push us to our intentions and desires. And my major intention and desire is to be a content creator, to be able to share my journals, to share with you how to manifest the lifestyle you desire. And I've already done it. Just in this few short weeks, 10 of you guys have seen major manifestations. Now, a lot of you will not keep on. A lot of you will continue to need my work. Like I have 3 on-calls that I do work for. One of my on-calls works a lot of hours. So she tells me, Daisy, I don't have time. I do not have time to sit down, you know, with a journal. So I'm also creating like little seasonal scripts for them, something that they could do every 3 months to kind of put those goals and intentions. But they have hired me. They pay me a nice little monthly revenue for my on-call services. I do these altars for them. So I'm constantly sending that shift to them. I create these videos for them, and I'm sending all of that, and they see these videos. So they're, I'm giving that energy to them, and they're receiving that energy. And the ones that are aligned with that vibration, that are not like, I know you're doing all this for me, Daisy, but it's not going to work. The ones, because I do get those every once in a while. I get people that say, I'm just so depressed, or I can't handle it, or this is not going to happen, or they have these massive meltdowns. And what is the solution about that? And that's the next thing that we will talk about. How to stop the fulfilling prophecy. So how do we stop that self-fulfilling prophecy? So let's say you had this major meltdown, because we all go through it. Every one of us is going to have a day that we're just going to cry, that we just feel like poop, you know. And how do we stop that? How do we stop that fulfilling prophecy? Because here you are scripting, you're manifesting, you're doing all this work, and today you had a major meltdown. How do we stop that energy from progressing and sabotaging what we have worked so hard for? By asking specific questions to the universe. That's the secret sauce. And that's what none of you do. None of you do that. So I had my moment, and I'll tell Spirit, okay, how do I get out of this debt? I won't even say debt. I don't use the words like debt no more, because debt, what is debt? Debt is bringing on more debt. You don't want that. You want what? Financial freedom. You want what? Prosperity. You want what? Abundance. So I will say, how do I become financially set? How do I make enough prosperity to pay my bills threefold, or you could say twofold? You know, if you're the type that is always like in a dark la stage, you don't have to overwhelm yourself. You have to make it believable. And that's why I tell you, try to start at a smaller rate, you know, and a half. You could say, how do I pay my bills 1 month and a half? You know, so you know that you have the bills for this month, and then you're halfway through next month. And then when you get to that mark, well, how do I do it for 2 months? And before you know it, you'll be in a 6-month range. But you have to keep at it. So yes, you have that meltdown, but now after you cried and you vented and you victimized and you were soaking in your misery, you need to get up. You know, what I do is I will look around my house, and I'll be like, because like I told you, I'm super disorganized, and I will say, okay, the laundry needs to be done, my bathroom needs to kind of little clean up, my kitchen, there's a lot of old food in the fridge. This is all really important, guys, and this is why I say, you know, do the work, pay attention. You know, financially set people, think about it. If you are financially set, how would your house look? If right now you had the money to, per se, pay someone to come clean up your house would be clean, right? The dishes would be done, the laundry would be done and put away, your refrigerator would not have old food, the garbage would definitely be outside. So before I do any major spells, rituals, or anything, and especially that I'm constantly doing spells and rituals for, you know, my on-calls, which right now I only have 3. My goal is always to have at least 5 a month, because that is, you know, what I need in order to take care of my, you know, financial needs, right? So I kind of make way for that. I make room for that. I keep myself at a heightened frequency and energy to be able to do that. But sometimes we get overwhelmed. Sometimes we put ourselves at a lower level because we feel that we have to dilute who we are, what we represent, in order to be able to attract. We'll say, well, you know, I know Sally can't afford my $555 a month, so I'm gonna charge just $200 or $300. And then what we're doing is we're diluting. We're taking away from us, because you know that $200 a month is not gonna pay for your bills. So what you have to do is you have to be in the vibration of financial freedom, that what your service, no one has. Just like I know that nobody has my service. I know that when I manifest for my clients, they will get manifestations because they tell me it. It's not like I'm making this stuff up. They're constantly messaging me, Daisy, you don't believe it, you did this and this happened. Daisy, you don't believe it, I bought this oil and that happened. Constantly. I mean, you see it in the reviews in my shops, the emails, the stories. I put this in my book. So I know that it's real, but unfortunately ego will be like, Daisy, you're not going to have enough to pay that bill this month. So you're going to have to, bring your levels down. So what you do is you're attracting people that can afford you. And of course, it's wonderful because they need you, but then those same individuals don't really grow because you are at a discord, because it's never enough, because they're still in that low vibration. They have to, that's why it says, when you're ready, you will receive it. And then that's what pisses off all of us humans. Come on, let's be honest. Let's be honest. When you're ready, you will receive it. Let's talk about that. So if I know that I'm financially set, now I want you to think about it. If you know that your bills are $2,500 a month, mine are a little more than that, and you know that if you made $3,500 a month, you're okay because you could pay your bills, maybe have extra to splurge and buy, because as humans we need little things. Things come up every month, and then you could set aside $500, right? If you're on that, and that's just like, that's minimal, right? That's not what I told you. That's less than 1 month and a half. I'm gonna take those $500 and I'm gonna put them away. I'm not gonna touch that, because that every month you're gonna receive that $3,500 and your bills are $2,500. So you could use that $500 to kind of, whatever, and you could use the other to save it, to put it away for future investments. Because the whole point of this financial freedom is that you want to have the money for when the opportunity comes into your life, that you are able to go into your stash and saying, I have $5,000 to invest in that. How do we create that? I'm ready, I'm in that vibration. So when you are in the vibration of, I know that every month I will have 5 on-call clients because my work is amazing, and I attract that vibration. I'm attracting these clients to me. I'm not overworking. I have a Patreon, I have my YouTube, I share this all the time. I have my Etsy shop, I share it on my Etsy shop. And especially like the people that go to my Etsy shop, they'll come every once in a while now, and they notice that I don't have any rituals. So they come because they need me to do certain things, because this is what happens with humans. Humans wait for it to get really bad. Really bad. I have this client now. I used to do healings or $55, and I would do a healing for you. I would send you a healing video, and I found that was, it was very accessible, and the outcomes were amazing. I helped a woman through depression. I did COVID for another one. Just different healings, anxiety, fertility healings, just a lot of different healing things that I've done in the many, many years that I've offered this service. And then I did weekly healings where they were just $15, or collective community, that I would just do an overall healing for people, and they would get this just when they needed it. It was like they knew that they were constantly going down because it's more of maybe a mental thing, or maybe a long-term thing. So instead of like, even though you feel good, you still do it. And that is the secret sauce, my friends. When you're financially set, you don't throw out the towel. You work harder to expand. And that is the problem. The problem is contentment. Is that people become content, and then they think they don't have to grow. They think that I don't need to save money because I have all of this prosperity flowing in. So they're not putting in for that rainy day. And everything has a start and everything has an end. And that's why you see that a lot of people, businesses close, or you hear about people, relationships ending, just a lot, because you are not putting the effort. You're not expanding. You're not forward motion. You're not growing. growing. So you have to be always in the vibration of receiving, in the vibration of creating, of expanding. And that is really important. And that's why I told you to take notes, because I know it's a lot of little things. And as humans, we forget, you know. I remember that I was doing certain manifesting rituals for myself. They were wonderful. And then when I started super manifesting, I stopped doing them. But on a positive note, I wrote them down. So when I feel like I'm lacking and I need a little extra oomph, I'll go to like, and I'll have like little notes. I don't think, yeah, here. I'll have like little notes for myself that tells me, okay, this is something that I did. And as a matter of fact, I'm doing now this crazy meditation that is supposed to take you to a certain level. And I wrote down meditation, how I did it, how I felt, what was the experience, what was the outcome. So this is how I do, just like with the scripting. This is why I know that it works. Scripting your soulmate into existence. Why do I know this works? Because I know, because I use it on a personal level. I know because I do this for you, and you message me, Daisy, this occurred. You wrote this, I wrote this occurred. And then you don't become content. You keep adding to it because you want to create an overflow. Everything that we're doing today is for our tomorrow. So then we're creating today all this magic, we received it tomorrow, and we're like, oh man, I'm good, I'm done. We're not creating for our next tomorrow. Do you understand that? Do you see how that is a ripple effect? You're constantly creating because there's always a new day, and every day is a creation. So if I had a meltdown yesterday, I ask my spiritual guides, how do I do this, guys? I need a retreat. Like, we're in need of like some slow down time or retreat. If I see that my bills are overwhelming me a little, maybe because I stopped doing this and it kind of threw, you know, Spirit will be like, okay, Daisy, I need you to work on this. Like, put a lot of energy into this. So this is going to pay off, you know, October, November, December. So Spirit is already showing me right now what I'm going to manifest October, November, December, January, February. But if I'm like, if I get, how do I say, oh my God, desperation. If you allow the energy of desperation, aspiration energy, which is an ego-based energy, will tell you, you're not going to have enough to pay this. So you better make that altar this much money. So then what happens is, so I want to close this up. So ask the universe. So how do you do this? First of all, you have to, number one, pay attention. Pay attention to everything that you, the self-fulfilling energy, like, you know, the negative energy, the misery, the chaos, the self-sabotaging, right? What is it that, you know, look at it, you know, get out of your own little box and look at your life from the outside angle and be like, okay, all this is occurring. So then you create the questionnaire, right? The questionnaire is that you ask the universe, well, how do I fix my relationship? You know, you ask the questions that you want answered. And believe you me, when you ask those questions, you could write them down, you could voice them. I'm the type of person that I get loud with the universe, you know, with God, with the divine, with the allness and the oneness. I want to know why this is happening. I want to know how the heck do I get out of this rut, and I voice it. And you better believe that that I get my answers. And, you know, like I said, you know, I was in a low state, you know, yesterday, and that frequency opened up. You know, another great thing that I do that I share with my Patreons is a certain vibration, a certain question that you say, and the universe gives you like little insights. And it's really beautiful when you're working in this manifesting energy and you're creating these dialogues with the universe, with the quantum energy of reality shifts, and seeing all of this in your life. And yes, we're always gonna have meltdowns. We're always gonna have. We're not the Dalai Lama. We're not Gandhi. We're not Jesus. We're not in that perfect venue. But what happens is, and this is what I notice in a lot of you, the ones that I've noticed that do not super manifest, I was like, send me your script so I can look at what you're writing. Because it's one thing that I send you something, and it's another thing that maybe you're not getting it, and that's really important. This is why this class is so awesome, is because I really try to bring it down to wherever you are, so you could grasp that. And then you also get, like, this week I sent out videos with spiritual messages, with insights on your scripting, with new scripts, because that way you're like, hey Daisy, this happened, but I need to work on that. Like, that really needs, I really want to add more energy to that. So then I go back, because I'm a mystic. I see things that you're never gonna see, because I was born with this gift. So really asking, how do you, as an average, everyday, trying to manifest, how do you do it? Is you ask those questions and you voice them. How do I become financially set? How do I have my soulmate energy? How do I get married within the next 6 months to a year? How do I start the family that I want by 2023 or 2024? Because these are a lot of the things that people ask me to manifest. How do I win the freaking lottery? Go ahead, do that. I want you, if you're one of those lottery crazed people, put that question out there. How do I win the million? And be specific, because winning the lottery could be a freaking dollar. Be specific. How do I win $1 million from the X lot Florida lottery, the Powerball, whatever it is that you play? Be specific, because believe me, the allness is going to send you the answer. I've watched videos where one of these super manifestors said that he really wanted some fast cash, and he says, how can I receive X amount of cash within the next week? And he says within a time frame of 24 hours, so many ideas came to him just by putting that energy and that question out there. And then you have to be in the receiving mode of the, maybe it's me. Maybe I come to you with this video because you asked, how do I do this? How do I shift my reality? How do I change things? And this video comes to you, and you actually sit down and you take notes, and I try to break this video into parts for you to really absorb, and you have to create the reality in your home, and I'm constantly, because my husband, we're going through the situation with the car, and this is a lesson. So I look at the lesson. How does this never happen to me again? Well, and I'm going to share this, and I share this with you, getting a really good insurance, never cutting a penny, something that I learned in the Julia Roberts movie about the football player. I forgot the name of the movie. If you know the name of the movie, write it down. If you know the movie that I'm talking about, write it down. Something that she says is that you have to pay your insurance before you write the mortgage check, before you pay anything off. What do you pay? Your insurance. Because if something happens tomorrow to your stuff, to yourself, what is going to take care of you? And it's that insurance. And that's something that rich people have. Multi-millionaires have insurance plans. They have Aflac, they have Geico, they have Allstate. They have the best insurances. They have investment plans, that are going to take care of everything for you. So if something happens, you are taken care of. So today, I want you, and you could do that right now. Write your question there. Come on, let's give energy. Let's all of us give energy, because you want these questions answered. How do I get $1 million? How do I get my soulmate relationship? How do I become healthier? How do I become fit? Whatever it is that you're wanting, go ahead and write it down, put it in the comments, ask your questions, and allow the receptive energy, be in that receptive mode, and you're going to see greatness unfold in your life. Once again, thank you for being part of my channel. We're going to manifest greatness together. You know, we're all shifting, we're all starting new things. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, the notification, and don't forget to pin my videos. You know, let's push these videos to get in front of the people that really need this. I'm working on something massive that I'm manifesting for the people here in Florida. So that's the power of scripting, is that we don't just script for ourselves, we're able to script for others. And I do this all the time. So I send you love and light. I'm grateful for your support and your love. And my email is also below. If you have any questions, or if you heard me say something that you want to be a part of, you send me an email. I send you love, and I'll talk to you soon.